Today is Holocaust Remembrance Day. 6 million Jews were slaughtered during that dark time in history.
A Plymouth woman survived living in concentration camps. Reporter Sonia Goins has her story of courage and survival.
I'm very fortunate. I have a wonderful family. I have 2 granddaughters.
You would never know from looking at 90-year-old Eva Gross the heartache and horror she faced growing up.
They came and they said, you have to get together and line up, and we were going to take you someplace.
At 16 years old, her innocence was taken away. In 1944, Eva and her mother and grandparents were forced to leave their home in Hungary. They were then put on a train headed for Auschwitz.
They pushed us all in there. The Germans always kept on yelling, fast, fast, fast.
The family was packed on trains like animals in hideous, unsanitary conditions.
The dead body would just there, nobody to take care of it.
After about 3 days, they arrived to their destination.
And they opened the door. You would not believe how relief it was that you got some fresh air.
Armed SS guards lined Eva and her family up in lines. Even her mother lined up to the right and her grandparents on the left.
All the people on that side was immediately taken to the gas chamber.
The image of her grandparents being sent to their death is still vivid.
The picture you will never forget, my grandmother and grandfather holding hands and walking, and that was the last I have seen them.
Eva and her mother were moved to 5 different concentration camps during a year's time period. They had little food and were forced into hard labor.
We had to carry some big lump up on the hills.
Eva and her mother pretended they were not related so they could stay together.
Only thing that went through your head is how to survive day by day.
The 2 were eventually freed a year later when the war ended, but the freedom was bittersweet.
We had no clothes. They had blankets to cover us up.
At least 100 of her family members, including everyone in this picture, died in the camps.
There had to be a God who wanted us to survive, because the conditions what we survived, I think it was humanly impossible.
Eva shares her story so history won't repeat itself.
If we could eliminate hate out of our life, how much better this world could be.
Eva now travels the country sharing her story with others, and she enjoys spending time with her grandchildren and her great-grandchildren.